Hey y'all, how's it going? Today, I wanted to experiment a little bit. I've been taking engineering classes in university, and so one of my assignments was to make a project, and well, here it is. Here's the final product. What I'm basically making is a ultrasonic radar sensor that, as you can see, pivots in like a 180-degree motion, so you're kind of seeing, and it just reads the room around and like tells you how far away something is. So you can see my hand right here. And it says it's about 10 centimeters away from like this thing right here. And yeah, this is like my first project. This is my first time doing anything like this. And so as you can see, it kind of looks a little bit messy with all the wires and such. And this isn't even connected to the board or anything. But basically what I'm using is Arduino, ultrasonic sensor, servo motor, breadboard, and LCD screen. And so I'm gonna show you guys kind of what I did. This is not as much a tutorial, but if you want to, you can try and follow along. It's just mainly me trying to experiment and kind of broaden my horizons, see what I can do. I plan on there being more videos like this in the future. But yeah, you guys enjoy. So here we have just about everything. We have the breadboard, then we have the LCD screen, the ultrasonic sensor, a ton of wires, the servo motor, an Arduino, and then we have my computer to, set up all the code and stuff. How we're gonna start is we're gonna start setting up like the connections and the motor and stuff. So first we're gonna grab the servo motor over here, and then we're gonna connect this long horn to it, because the plan is we're gonna get the ultrasonic sensor and we're gonna connect it up here with hot glue so that it can turn side to side. And so we're gonna connect like that. We're gonna have it up here so we can still connect the wires up here so we can get this thing to work. I'm actually gonna connect like that. I think that might be better. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna connect it right here. Just gonna this. There we go. Now that should be connected. So now we're gonna let that kind of cool down for a little bit. Then what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna connect the servo motor to the breadboard using some double-sided tape so it can stay still. Go ahead and connect it back here. That looks just fine. Perfect. For the next step, we're gonna need the Arduino. All right, so now we're gonna start connecting the wires to the breadboard. We're gonna connect ground over here. Use a black wire just because color coordination, to the blue side of the negative side up here. So we're gonna connect it just anywhere up here, really. As long as there we go. And then we're gonna get a little red wire, and we're gonna connect it to the 5-volt side, so right beside the ground, and then connect it to the red line up here. All right, so now what we're gonna do, we are going to get a few wires over here. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start connecting up here to the Arduino and the breadboard. So this orange wire we have right here will connect directly to the Arduino. This red wire we're gonna connect to the red rail over there, kind of like where this red wire is. And then this brown, blackish sort of one right here connects straight to the ground. And so we're gonna start connecting these up. We're gonna connect it directly to pin 9, which is over here on this side, so right about there. And then we're going to get the red wire connected up to the power. And then we're gonna use a black wire, we're gonna connect it up to the ground. So we're gonna connect it right next to that black one right there. Perfect. So for the next part, we're gonna start hooking up the actual ultrasonic sensor, this part right here. And as you can kind of see, if we wanna focus, there's names on the front of it: the VCC, trig, echo, and ground. So we're gonna use this red wire to connect the VCC. All right, so now that we have all those connected, we have ground, echo, trig, and VCC. We're gonna turn it over to here. We're gonna go red to red, black to black, like that. And then we're gonna put trig, which is gray, to spot 10, and then echo to spot 11. Now that we have all this connected, we're gonna start connecting the LCD screen. And so that's this little guy right here. And mine on the back has these little 4 prongs on it, which is what we need. And so on the back here, we have ground, VCC, SDA, and SCL. Ground and VCC we're going to connect, of course, to ground, and then the red side again. And then SDA we're going to connect to pin A4, and this one to pin A5. So we have all of them connected right here. And now we're gonna start connecting them over there. So ground, of course, goes to ground. VCC, which is the green one right here, see, we're gonna connect to 5 volt. And so this next bit, we have these two. We're gonna connect to pin 4, and SCL, we're gonna connect to pin 5. So we have 4, 5. Need to be pin A4 and A5. So, not up here, but down here. And so that's all those connected. All right, so now what you're gonna wanna do, we're gonna start connecting the Arduino to the computer so we can put in the code to the Arduino. We can make the entire thing work. And so I'm gonna get my little blue cable right here, connect this side to the computer, and then this side wherever it fits, go right here. And as you can see, lights turn on, so it's on. And now we're gonna go over to the computer. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go onto Arduino IDE and then download a specific library. We're gonna be looking for LiquidCrystal I2C. So I'll just go to library, search up LiquidCrystal I2C, and we'll install the first one. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna select our board, which is Arduino Uno, and then there's a specific code that we're gonna need to put directly into here. So we're gonna go into here, Control V. And so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna click upload, and we're gonna see what happens. Oh. And as you can see, the servo is going in the 180-degree direction, but the screen is not working. And so now we're gonna troubleshoot that. We're gonna find out what we need to do or what we did wrong. What we're gonna try first is we're gonna get a screwdriver. And as you can see on the back here, there's a little blue thing that is a contrast, and then stuff should start showing up here, hopefully. Challenge number 1, finding a screwdriver. I don't really have a screwdriver, unfortunately. We're gonna have to innovate here. And doing that, I'm gonna use my fingernails, which apparently works. So we're gonna start turning this to see if it changes, which it isn't really looking like it. Oh, hey, nothing's on there now. Cool. Alright, yep, still white boxes. Need to be pin A4 and A5. So, not up here, but down here. And now we're gonna upload this again, and we'll see what happens. Oh, yeah, that's working now. So as you can kind of see, the contrast is off. So what you do is you go to the back here, and then you just turn it with your finger, I guess. Now, cool. And now, as you can kind of see, it's reading how far away something is. And so if I put my hand right here, and now it reads it at 5 centimeters to 7 centimeters away. And yep, there you go. Thank you for watching. I'm glad we got through this. Hope you guys enjoy. I hope to do more projects like this in the future. This was just my first one. I wanted to kind of test my abilities. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.